president's speech today?
Well, the main message to me was that, we've got a dark history, but it's important that we stand together as one when we go forward.
President spoke well about becoming one and fighting against racism, which was very imperative, and that's a good message to take for the whole country.
Are you happy about the implementation that the effort the government has made to actually put it into the curriculum, to say that words like xenophobia and racial discrimination and all that will be actually in the curriculum from now onwards?
Yeah, that's a good idea, because we need to nip it in the bud, especially with the young kids.
It's Bongani Tembe, CEO of the KwaZulu-Natal Philharmonic Orchestra. The speech was important and addressed a very important issue in South Africa. The fact that we must acknowledge that racism does exist, but we need to do something positive to bridge the gap.
My name is Hlengwe Mkabateli, chairperson of the Playhouse Company. No, the president was straight to the point. Non-racialism, that's what we fought for. Non-racial, democratic, united South Africa. I think that's what we needed to hear at a broader level.
And what do you think about the implementations that he has made at an educational level, as a government or legislative level?
No, the implementation will depend on the people who are here to take it home and begin to actionalize what he was talking about.
Thank you so much. What are your views on the president's speech today?
My name is Linda Bukosini. I'm the Artistic Director and CEO of the Playhouse Company. What particularly resonated with me is the issue of rights that are important for everyone. So no right supersedes another one. So no person has the right to defame or denigrate somebody else in order to have their rights become preeminent over other people's rights. And that's something as a fledgling democracy that we need to be very mindful of whilst we express our individual opinions and also make our presence felt. It is very important that we respect each other's rights.
What are your views on the president's speech today? Did he cover any of what you had hoped to hear?
Yeah, the president was emphasizing on unity. In fact, he gave us the background about where we're coming from as a country and what was the price that was paid by our people, which made us to be where we are today. So he mostly said we need to be united against all odds. We can't see each other on the basis of race and color, which we must make sure that we are creating a future for our children to enjoy in this country.
Thank you very much. We're joined by Mr. Langalake Zwane, the former public relations manager for PRASA. It's nice to catch up with you here today. What are your views on the president's speech today? Do you believe that he touched on the main issues that you feel are relevant for Human Rights Day?
Yes.
And what do you think of it overall?
First of all, I'd like to greet you again, my nice, beautiful lady. The president is our president, remember. All what he was saying are the true reflections of his heart, and for us to take the opportunity to practice what he was saying. He was 100%, my lady. I must be honest to you. I can tell you now, he sent a message to those people who didn't think that president is against racism. President is against this nephobization, which is not good enough. A person from Zimbabwe and a person from South Africa are look alike. We are all Africans. I agree with the president, and he was delivering a speech that make everybody to be clear about South Africa.
Hi, what are your views on the president's speech today and the overall message? Just quickly.
The president's speech was one of the most important speeches that I've ever heard, especially about human rights.
Yes.
Because to me, as a religious person,
Yes.
talking human rights is to recognize God.
Yes.
That everybody have the same right because they are a creation of God.
Yes,
That is it.
Thank you. What are your views on the president's speech today?
Well, the president's speech was very diagnostic. It touches the root causes of what the human rights crisis has been in this country, and it very well the speech which is informed, it underscores the relevance of the Constitution and Bill of Rights.
What are your views on the President's speech today? Do you feel he covered what you expected?
My name is Lindiwe Sisulu. I'm the Minister of Human Settlements. The President's speech was very good, I thought, but particularly the sections that were addressed to particular categories. He was indicating that, you know, when we talk about racism, we assume a black and white canvas, and it is not that way. There are some people who were privileged because of their white skin, because of their background, but decided that they could not tolerate the kind of system that apartheid offered them, because it was just a absolutely abominable system, and therefore decided they were going to join the ANC to fight that everybody has the rights that we're enjoying today. And that was an important point, because the struggle was not fought purely by black people for black people. Secondly, he addressed a message to people with disabilities, especially people with children who have particular disabilities, that this is their day as well. And very often we overlook some of these things that are very important to, you know, a whole lot of sections of the society. It is for those people who all these years have waited that they too would be treated equally with everybody else. Finally, it was an address to the South Africans to say that this is an instrument. What we give in the Bill of Rights is an instrument for you to use for your own liberation. What we do as government is to make sure that your rights are protected. But the instrument is there, and the power should come from you to make sure that you can take yourself out of a particular situation. I thought it was a well-crafted statement. I thought it was extremely balanced, given to a very receptive crowd. The rain was a bit of a downer, but well, this is KwaZulu-Natal.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Sisulu. It is lovely to hear that you feel that the President was on point and that he satisfied what you expected him to cover. Thank you for speaking to us today.
My pleasure, and thank you for covering us.
Thank you. Human Rights Day event at Moses Mabhida has come to a close. We have heard from the Republican President Jacob Zuma. We've heard from the Premier Senzo Mchunu. We also heard from the Mayor of KZN, and they're all advocating for peace in the country, continuous peace to prevail. The President of South Africa, in his speech, spoke about racism intensely at quite a number of facets, and he further stated that the journey of healing and racism is not one that is going to end within a second or in a short space of time. It is a journey that we all must work together to bring to an end. He spoke very strongly towards racial segregation, and he also touched on issue of xenophobia and equality. Cassia Kulu, Tell the Journalist, Durban.